My colleague Samuel Kujabris has been engaging some passengers at the Circular Donor station for their thoughts on the increment in transport fares.
This.
But I said Ghana adding too much. You see, I want the cost or Memoha. Ghana now so a Bibia boy, Akosro. Free public market for a CCD 20%. Yet, Pabani Choya Bibi a advance design whom I Oma design the emblem for inside driver for no or mobile. Omuye Juma, Munyaska Bia, and J. Pabanicho, Oma design Petunia ember for my
So he's also saying that things are hard for the drivers and hard for them as passengers as well, because today they've increased the fare by 20% indeed. Chief, Mpacho is saying, you have to say I told more first, no? Or Jane was saying?
Actually, a higher power because last month now more to me. This month now I sent to me. Some higher power. Cause yeah, it's not something that we are expecting. Yeah, we are expecting the price to be reduced. Now that they increase it, it's something that worries us a lot. So that's about it for us.
So you are not blaming the drivers?
No, I'm not blaming the drivers. It's the government, because as the taxes increases, it affects the drivers. Their fuel prices also increases. So as the fuel price, they also be forced to increase their prices.
The other time, the president said if the government reduces the taxes, we will lose some 4 billion cedis, which of course would affect the development they will give you. What do you make of it? If government says, okay, I can't reduce the taxes because I need to develop the country.
Okay, actually every day they are talking about development, but we are not seeing any development in the country. So what development is he talking about?
So he is questioning the sort of development the government is talking about. Let me your thoughts.
But it's too much. We were told the GPTRU will meet the government and come to agreement on Wednesday. But all of a sudden they've increased it. And we don't know how to do it, so we have to pay.
Well, so now government says these taxes they are calling for their removal. It will be difficult to do because it gives money to the state to develop the country.
Are you talking about the e-levy?
No. The petroleum prices. The GRTCC are calling for government to remove taxes. Government says it will be difficult.
Yes, they have to reduce. The government have to look at it. Looking at the economic situation in Ghana now, salaries are not increased, and the fuel keep increasing. So automatically, things will increase. So the government have to see to it that have to see it and reduce some of the taxes to make us comfortable.
There's been increment in the fares, right?
They have increased the fare.
Okay, so that's it. They've increased your fare. What do you make of it?
I have not paid yet, so I don't know. Then it's too much for us. We know if we complain again. It's too much for us. Yes.
So if the government is looking at you now, what would you tell government?
And the government for reduce the fuel so that everything will be cool for us.
You heard there some passengers interacting with Samuel Kujabris. Now, the Road Transport Coordinating Council is urging the general public to disregard the proposed 20% increments. In the last few minutes, it has issued a statement. I'll share excerpts of that statement with you. And it says, we wish to inform the general public, commuters and drivers in particular, to disregard the purported transport fare increase of 20%. We wish to state that transport fares has always been negotiated for and on behalf of all operators by the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council and the Ghana Private Road Transport Union. No single union or group have the capacity to determine the quantum of increase except the two bodies mentioned above. We therefore wish to inform the operators and the general public that the Transport Minister has indicated its readiness to meet with the leadership of GRTCC and GPRTU on Wednesday, May 11, 2022, to commence discussions on our proposal for fare increase. We want to reiterate that the GRTCC and GPRTU have not divorced from standing protocols for fare increase. It is herefore unjustified for any group of persons to stampede the process to announce fare increase without reference to the standing protocols, wish to advise the public to disregard any increase and the drivers to desist from charging any new fare as we continue with the discussion on the appropriate adjustment, which will be signed by the representatives of the GRTCC and the GPRTU and communicate same to you, and it is signed by the General Secretary Emmanuel Ohene-Yeboah. So this comes on the back of fare increase, transport fare increases at 20%. David Aguado, who represents the commercial drivers, indicated earlier that now fuel prices have increased, parts of vehicle. If you're looking for parts like hub, like the he mentioned a number of them that are very expensive. He mentioned that they used to buy it at a certain price, but the prices have more than doubled if you go to Abusokai and all other places, Magazine, and all the other places that they sell spare parts. So he says that to cushion the drivers and commercial vehicle owners, they have had to increase the fares by 20%. But the transport Coordinating Council says that they have no locus to do that because it is the GRTCC and GPRTU, these two bodies are the only people who can actually agree on how much to increase on the transport fares. Let's speak with General Secretary of the GRTCC, who is Ohene-Yeboah, who has just joined us this afternoon. Good afternoon to you, sir. I'm grateful for your time.
Good afternoon.
You are asking the public to ignore the increase, but if you listen to the interview my colleague had with some people at Circle Odona, it has already taken effect.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. You see, the issue is that once this announcement is put into public domain, and because it has to come, people will rush for it. But I don't think that it's made. That's why we've advised the public to also insist on doing what is right.
Hello, Mr. Yeboah.
Hello, can you hear me?
If you could come again, please.
What I'm saying is that once it's money and it's put into public domain, and if a group like DPIT coming out with such a statement, obviously, people will jump to grab it. But we are saying the process of increase is not legitimate. So the public should ignore it and sit and wait to number of measures and the actual percentage increase. Because we know as a party, the DPIT to
Mr. Yeboah, can you reposition yourself for me? Your line is breaking.
I am still in the center. Can you hear me now?
It's better.
Okay. What I'm saying is that the GPITU, the GRTCC, and the Ministry of Transport are these three people what price percentage we can increase. But as I said to you, nothing.
We lost Ohene-Yeboah there. He's the General Secretary of the GRTCC, and he's been explaining why one single union cannot go ahead to charge or increase transport fares. So he says it is GRTCC and GPRTU are the only bodies that can agree on what fares. And the statement has already indicated that they're scheduled to meet the Minister for Transport on Wednesday to agree on a proposed increase in fares. The question I posed to him is the fact that it's already taken effect at the lorry stations. Mr. Yeboah, are you back on the line? Hello, Mr. Yeboah? We'll try and get him back, but he made the point clear that the public should ignore that announcement. But I'm going to ask him how they intend to bring sanity at the lorry stations, because it's definitely not going to look easy.